Magistrate next. Intelligence report alleges bribes for favorable rulings by Anna Ramdas. The arrest of a sitting magistrate is said to be imminent as law enforcement intensifies its crackdown on white-collar crime in Trinidad and Tobago. The impending high-profile arrest follows the issuance of preventive detention orders, PDOs, against businessman Dominic Hadid, 52, his wife, Genevieve, also called Genevieve, 42, and relative Star Sabga, 69, over allegations of a conspiracy to assassinate senior government officials. The Express was last week reliably informed by senior national security officials that intelligence gathered locally and internationally points to a top-ranking member of the judiciary, with investigators allegedly uncovering a paper trail of money obtained through bribes in exchange for favorable court rulings. The Express was informed that, based on an intelligence report dated June 2026, the magistrate has been deemed to be compromised and co-opted by foreign nationals residing in Trinidad and Tobago and is alleged to have facilitated money laundering. The intelligence report cites at least 2 specific cases in which the magistrate allegedly received bribes amounting to tens of thousands of United States, U.S. dollars in exchange for favorable rulings. One case involved proceedings in which a substantial amount of local and foreign currency was seized by police. The magistrate allegedly ordered that all of the money be returned to the individual who is suspected of paying a bribe in exchange for that ruling. The intelligence report states that, despite compelling arguments by the Financial Investigations Bureau, FIB, regarding the seized cash and the need for further investigations, the magistrate allegedly ordered that the money be returned, thereby facilitating money laundering by directing that it be released through the issuance of a certified government check. The Express was also informed that the magistrate imposed a lenient sentence on another individual charged with possession of excess ammunition. According to the intelligence obtained, a cash bribe of a specified amount in U.S. currency was allegedly paid to the magistrate, who subsequently ruled that the firearms be returned to the accused. The accused was placed on a cash bond and released. National security officials told the Express that the magistrate maintains bank accounts in the United States and possibly Panama. Preliminary investigations into those accounts have reportedly found that it was quite clear the magistrate was living beyond their means and possessed substantial unexplained wealth when compared with his lawful income. The intelligence report details cash transactions conducted in the United States and deposits made into the accounts. Politicians, contractors under probe too. In addition to the magistrate's imminent arrest, the Express was informed that further arrests are expected as investigations continue into certain political operatives, businessmen, and contractors allegedly involved in large-scale corruption linked to the construction of a well-known building in the capital city. These individuals have reportedly been named in intelligence reports, and several are expected to be detained for questioning in the coming weeks as the investigation progresses. Local law enforcement agencies have been actively investigating the project and have already amassed a paper trail of large cash and check transactions connected to the construction. The investigations are being conducted under several pieces of legislation, including the Unexplained Wealth provisions of the Civil Asset Recovery and Management and Unexplained Wealth Act. Preliminary investigations have allegedly uncovered evidence that funds connected to the construction project originated from specified offenses, and that there is evidence suggesting the contract sums were artificially reduced. Investigators also believe there is evidence suggesting that certain contractors, including some who are political operatives, received favorable state contracts from which they financially benefited and, in turn, provided inducements. The law and corruption. Several laws in Trinidad and Tobago empower police and other investigative authorities to investigate white-collar crime, corruption, fraud, and illicit wealth. Together, these laws form the legal framework used by the Trinidad and Tobago Police Service's White-Collar Crime Unit, the Financial Intelligence Unit, the Director of Public Prosecutions, and other agencies to investigate corruption, money laundering, fraud, illicit enrichment, and other financial crimes. Civil Asset Recovery and Management and Unexplained Wealth Act, 2019. This legislation allows the state to target wealth suspected of being derived from criminal activity, even where there has been no criminal conviction. Under the Act, the High Court may issue an unexplained wealth order requiring a person to account for assets that appear to be significantly greater than their lawful income. If the person cannot satisfactorily explain the source of that wealth, the court may order that the unexplained portion be forfeited to the state as a civil debt. The legislation is intended to follow the money by stripping criminals of the proceeds of crime and disrupting organized crime, corruption, money laundering, and other serious offenses, rather than relying solely on criminal prosecutions. Proceeds of Crime Act, POCA. This law criminalizes money laundering and empowers authorities to trace, freeze, seize, and confiscate the proceeds of crime. It also gives police the authority to obtain production orders, monitoring orders, and restraint orders to trace financial transactions and recover criminal assets. Prevention of Corruption Act. This law creates offenses involving bribery, corruption, abuse of public office, and corrupt transactions involving public officials. It empowers police to investigate and prosecute corruption involving public servants, ministers, members of parliament, and other public officials. Financial Intelligence Unit of Trinidad and Tobago Act. This act established the Financial Intelligence Unit of Trinidad and Tobago, FIAT, which receives and analyses suspicious transaction reports from banks and other reporting entities. Financial intelligence is shared with the TPS and other law enforcement agencies to support investigations into money laundering, fraud, and other financial crimes. Integrity in Public Life Act. This law requires certain public officials to declare their income, assets, and liabilities. While primarily administered by the Integrity Commission, suspected breaches uncovered through that process may be referred for criminal investigation where appropriate. Fraud Act. This act consolidates offenses relating to fraud by false representation, abusive position, and obtaining property or financial advantage by deception. It provides modern offenses for investigating complex financial fraud. A Larceny Act and the Forgery Act. These acts continue to be used in cases involving theft, false accounting, forged documents, and other financial offenses, often alongside newer legislation.